But as far as Ukraine goes, Zelensky, he's in panic mode because everything is now going to be going to the Middle East. Everything. And what's going to happen if this thing drags on? Trump is going to make an announcement, and he is going to say, you know what? Maybe in 2 months, maybe in 3 months, he's going to say we need to stop our exports of LNG. We're in war.
You talk about stopping the exports to Europe?
No, Putin's going to do that. Putin's going to do that. Qatar has shut down its facilities. Yeah. They're shutting it down. They're shutting it down. So it's going to need another 4 weeks, 2 weeks to restart, and then another 2 weeks to get back to its previous levels. So they're out for the next month, minimum the next month. They're gone. So you've taken Qatar LNG out. So now Europe is dependent on who? The United States. That's it. As the midterms approach, Trump is going to say two things. If this thing continues to drag on, he's going to say, I need to get prices down. And he's going to say, we're in war, so we better conserve our LNG. His decision is going to be simple. I need to stop exporting LNG.
What happens to Alex to Europe if Trump reduces the exports of LNG? Qatar's already halted it, and Putin yesterday threatened to stop exporting gas to Europe, whatever's remaining that he's exporting. What does that do to Europe that's already suffering with high energy prices? They're probably going to be the biggest losers right now after Iran.
They have to get on a plane and go to Moscow. And if they get on a plane and go to Moscow, which is going to be impossible for them, it's going to be impossible for them. But if they do, then Project Ukraine is over, finished. There is no more Project Ukraine. Everything else.
Europe needs Russia more than ever now.
Absolutely, they need Russia more than ever. They need to start husbanding their energy. I mean, if I were Europe right now, I would start conserving everything that you have, whatever you have, because it's not looking good. But the Europeans, they're doing the exact opposite. This is the type of dumb leadership that exists in Europe. They're actually going in with the strategy, Trump, try to finish this quickly so that we can get out of this mess. Instead of going to Trump, Merz should have been in D.C. telling Trump, please end this conflict now. I'm begging you, President Trump. We're already deindustrialized. We're already losing in Ukraine. Our economy is already a complete mess in Germany. Please wind down this war. Instead, he went to D.C. and he was encouraging Trump to try and finish it quicker and faster and harder. In the next month, if this thing drags on and Iran can remain, the government can remain intact for the next week to 3 weeks, we'll see how everything plays out. Then we're looking at a catastrophe for Europe.
So that means Putin has an incentive, based on your theory, which I agree with, has an incentive for the war in Iran to drag on. It's almost like Iran turning into Ukraine for the U.S. and Israel, or mainly the U.S.
I don't think the Russians are seeing it like that. I understand where you're coming from. I think the Russians would rather see the war end today and just preserve Iran and just
Believe it or not, I will draw the person you will marry. One of my clients asked for a refund. She thought the man I sketched looked...
Last Tuesday, I have convened an extraordinary governing board meeting in Paris to discuss the current market conditions and to have an initial assessment of the energy impact of the ongoing war in Middle East. We will continue to follow this issue and being active there. The third question from the what to do to lower electricity price, or what kind of options Europe has to meet the electricity demand growth. Of course, Europe will still import for its electricity generation natural gas years to come. But I believe it is in the European countries' interest for their energy security and for the sovereignty of the European countries to make more of their renewable energies, solar, wind, and others, and making a strong comeback for the nuclear power. This is something that
Amen. This is how this nation will be drawn over there in the Middle East to fight in the war of Armageddon, man, because of energy. You see, because of the energy crisis which will emerge from the ongoing war, because energy is one thing which connects all the nations around the world, and the energy is the driving force of any economy around the world, man. And the majority of the energy of the oil, they come from the Middle East. And the Middle East is at war. There is a saying, roughly paraphrasing, if goods or oil does not move, troop will move. And in the coming war, NATO will be relevant, man. Because NATO, mainly the European Union, see, I'm talking about the European Union because they are part of NATO, they will be forced to turn and beg Russia, man. That's where you get something known as the Eurasia. Eurasia is there for a reason, man. And that will make NATO irrelevant. You see? NATO will be relevant. NATO will be broken. Not off the bat, but when this war progresses, that's why the European Union will be forced to fire nuke at America. So I want to begin this lesson by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kwadash, the Bohana to the elder, and the apostles of the mission who do well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to you, Akim, who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heaven, being at the forefront of this spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise here on earth again, as in the days of old. So this is the book of Jeremiah 50 and verse 12. Your mother shall be so confounded. Who is that? That's Europe, man. That's Great Britain. It's like that's Great Britain, man. Your mother shall be so confounded. That's Britain. Why? Because of the foreign policy of America, man. See? The American foreign policy have taken a different path, man. And that path is leading to the downfall of the Edomite Empire. So the stooges over there in Europe, especially Great Britain, they will be so confounded. They won't know what to do. They will have to turn back to Russia for help, man. You see? That's how NATO will be broken. Very strategically, man. See? She that bear you shall be ashamed. That's Great Britain, man. Bear who? Bear America. Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness in a dry land and a desert. Where is the hindermost part? That's America. Because of the rush of the Messiah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be whole desolate. Everyone that goes by Babylon, because they will be flying over Babylon, shall be astonished and hiss at all her plague. Put yourself in array against Babylon. That's what's going on. See? You put in array against another nation, it simply means you are conspiring to take that nation by surprise. See? You want to launch an attack, be it economically, kinetically, see? Roundabout, always that bends the bow. You see? All this nation which got the nuke, shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand, her foundation has fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon. That's close to commerce, man. And now Iran is bombing the GCC. You see, the Gulf Corporate, man, the Gulf Coastal City, where the Gulf Coast seat as a linchpin for the American economy, man. You see? So the Moshe are gonna cut that line, man. See? Cut off the soil from Babylon and him that handles the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his own people, and they shall free everyone to his own land. So from there, let me get the book of Revelation, you see, verse 16. It lead, and the 10 horn, which is the European Union, starting with Great Britain, which is the thorns upon the beast. Somebody might say, Britain is not in the Europe. No, man. See? Get the fuck out of here, man. This shall hurt the whole, and they shall make her desolate and naked, and they shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So you see that this prophecy will come to pass. We ain't gonna even speak about it, man. Because it is plain, you see now, man. You watch the news, you see the European Union are displeased with America, man. The American ally, not just the American ally, not just the European Union, all the American ally, man, Europe and everywhere. Let's go to the classic book of Obadiah, man. Is 1:7, I think. He's saying all the men of the Confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that are at peace with thee have deceived thee, who as a nation in which the everyday Joe thinks that they won't betray America. The European Union. This everyday Edomite, it does not even cross their mind that the European Union will shoot missiles at America, man. Even this, let alone the everyday Joe, even this media pundit, man. These different professors, analysts, they don't think that far, man. You see? So the scripture here is basically talking about the European Union. And when you go to the economic model of America, since the Bretton Woods Agreement, America has been taking care of the European Union, specifically Great Britain. That's why you see a lot of Benjamite over there in Great Britain, man. You see? It goes into the policy of America to rebuild back Europe, especially Great Britain, man. Using immigrants, especially from the Caribbean. You see? And America has been taking care of now of European Union. You see? Taking care in every way. But at the end of the day, what they will do? According to Revelation 17 and 16, shoot him at him, man. That's why you get your Obadiah 1:7. All the men of the Confederacy brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Even in the GCC, the Gulf Coast state. I will emphasize on that point, the Gulf Coast state, man. The linchpin of the American economy. The countries which make the petrodollar afloat, man. The countries which hold together the American empire. They will get the hell out of there, man. And they prevailed against it. Not only they go their own way against America, they will be successful. See? So all of the evil planning against America, all of them will be successful, man. From this nation which ate the bread of America and they prevail against it, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding him. There is no understanding because of hubris, because of arrogance, because of the pomp. You see? That's why the scripture speak about America being a stout fellow, man. Very pompous, very arrogant. It's not like they don't understand it because the understanding is crowded because of arrogance. Man, that's why they will go down. There is a lot of smart people in America, but because of arrogance, man, they will go down. So this is session 1. I hope you are edified. On to the next.